Here with Clout Coffee. Thank you for tuning in and joining us as we do our very first live stream with Join Streamify. First of all, I'd like to thank them for hosting me as they're a kind of a growing business and what their mission is, and it really just aligns with my overall goals as well. But while we wait for people to tune in, please comment below where you're tuning in from. What city and state are you viewing from as well? If you are tuning in from Facebook or YouTube, then please hop over to the Join Streamify link that should be below. That way you get the full engagement experience. So I do have my sidekick and go-to partner, Nicole, who has been running our social media for several months now, helping me tonight. And so you might hear her kind of bantering back and forth as we figure out this the technical side of trying to talk to our customers. So we'll give it a couple minutes for people to tune in. And again, if you're new here, join over at Join Streamify if you're on Facebook or YouTube. That way you can interact, ask questions, and then even if you are so inclined to purchase the coffee, then there is some of our products are for sale through this stream event. So thank you for tuning in right now, and we will kind of move forward here very shortly. Is everything going?
I think so. Everything looks good on my end.
Did it auto-populate in the live?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, it says viewers on, says we're live. I have it pulled up on my phone too, just to double check, so.
Okay.
Yep, everything's good.
So very good. So again, if you're just hopping on, or maybe you haven't become familiar with Clout Coffee yet, my name is Carole Sprunk, and I founded Clout Coffee in the middle of 2018 as a way to put more clout in everyone's cup. And the brand itself is a barrel-aged coffee, and what that does is it combines like my two favorite things. I love bourbon and I love coffee, and I could think of nothing better than putting the two of them together so that I could enjoy my two favorite things all day long. I am a coffee by day and bourbon by night kind of gal, and so what better way to have bourbon all day but in your coffee as well in the mornings. So in 2018, this brand, Clout Coffee, came about to really put more clout in everyone's cup. It's not just a barrel-aged coffee business, but we also aim to provide you with that motivation and that power your grind attitude. You know, coffee to me is not just the thing that I drink every day to get my day going, but rather it's something that I visit with friends over or talk with family while I'm having a cup of coffee. So coffee to me is so much more important than just like an average cup of Joe. And I don't know about you, but I used to put a ton of creamer and sugar in my coffee. Like I couldn't drink it any other way. And as I discovered barrel-aged coffee, I realized that I didn't need those extra things to have a good cup of coffee, one that I truly enjoyed. So I'm very, very proud of what we've accomplished over the last few years, because we have gone from being a bourbon barrel-aged coffee business to including ryes, rums, and single malt whiskey coffee as well. So in a few minutes, Nicole is going to, I think you're gonna post the products. So what we will have in this stream is our sampler packs, which are very popular for if you're brand new to trying barrel-aged coffee and learning about it, and then the 1 pound bags in individual flavors. So if you're just tuning in, if you're on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live, head over to the Join Streamify. There should be a link or something. I don't know. This is new to me. For you to get the full engagement. So you are welcome to ask me questions engage. We would love to find out more about you and what intrigued you to even watch this to begin with. Like, are you a coffee connoisseur? Are you interested in trying new products? What kind of questions do you have for me? And we'll kind of just visit. I'm on for the next about 25 minutes, and I'm here for you. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. For the last 3 years, we have been shipping coffee all over the country. So I'd love to know what cities you're tuning in from and where you're at. So are we getting the products?
It says we have like 22 on there, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it so it's not 22 products. But we have a lot of products. They're very great.
Remember, you're just doing the bags and the sampler packs.
Yeah, yep, figuring it out. We're getting there. So
yeah. Well, do we have any questions coming in?
Okay. Jay asked when the nitro is ready.
The nitro is done. That is for local pickup right now until we can confirm that it has shelf stability. So it's undergoing some tests right now, which I didn't ever think I would be doing. But we did have our nitro launch party last week, and it was a lot of fun. Until we can get it.
It says I can't hear you.
No one can hear me? This isn't plugged in anymore.
No, it's not.
That explains everything. Technical difficulties. Was it ever plugged in?
I'm like, the sound bar's going up and down. Hold on.
Plugged in even?
Yeah. Maybe it's when you unplugged your phone and then...
I don't know. Can you guys hear me now?
Hold on. My mom.
Sorry, I'm good at coffee. I am not good at everything else.
Let me try to double check.
Okay, well, hopefully you guys can hear me now. This is, we're good at coffee. We're not good at everything else. But I am a jump in and figure it out as I go kind of gal anyway. So, and I think that that's probably one of the biggest hurdles in starting a business, or maybe what holds a lot of people back, is the fear of the unknown, or just not having a whole lot of knowledge about what you're doing. So I feel like, and the thing that I say is, if you know how to swim, you don't care how deep the water is, you jump in anyway. And that was this business, and it has not been without, trial and error. So as we figure out our audio, I guess I could make...
Well, so the sound bars are going.
Are they?
Yeah, and someone said they can't hear, but it's going up and down, it's plugged in. I don't know.
I'm not sure. What if I get it closer to me?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone too to
see if it's coming in. I don't know. We don't know.
The video, it says muted, and it doesn't let me do anything.
Is the sound muted on the button next to
your actual sound button?
Did you hit is the mute button next to the record button?
No, it's not.
I don't know.
Someone said I can hear you. All good. Thank you.
Well, woohoo!
We're good.
Just drink some more coffee, everybody.
My mom said maybe I'm doing something wrong, so she must be, because we're good. Yay! Anyway.
Did Jay comment back about, because was he the one? He asked about the nitro, right? Yeah, but did he say he couldn't hear? Jay, can you hear us now? And if you're just now tuning in, I'm sorry if you can't hear me.
They said they can hear. Yay!
I can try to make smiley faces or something. But if you're tuning in on Facebook or YouTube on the live session, head over to Join Streamify. That's where you're going to get the full engagement experience. Join Streamify is a newer partnership with Clout Coffee, and it's really to create a very interactive shopping experience, I think. You're able to purchase our products directly through this live stream, and you're able to ask me questions, more importantly. So if you're not familiar with us, or you're on the fence about if you want to try Clout Coffee or not, I'm here for questions. You can ask me anything you want to know. I take everything about my company very seriously, from where we purchase our beans to how they're aged, how they're roasted. To circle back, being a barrel-aged coffee business, that's primarily all we do. While we will be offering non-barrel-aged coffees soon, my passion is in the barrel aging side of it. I love a good cup of bourbon barrel-aged coffee. That is my go juice in the morning. So the products that we'll be discussing tonight are our Ultimate Sampler Packs, which are 4 4-ounce bags of the bourbon, rye, rum, and whiskey varieties. You'll be able to choose from a light roast, dark roast, or espresso roast for your sampler, and then whole bean or ground. So it really is for everybody who is interested in coffee. If you're all in on this and you're like, I don't need a sampler pack, I drink coffee all day long, we have 1-pound bags as well. And so Nicole is working to get all of those pushed to this platform. You would be able to purchase directly through this platform. We also have a website, but for the sake of this stream, we hope that you purchase through this portal, because Join Streamify has been so kind to let us partner with them on this opportunity. So I think Nicole is also posting some poll questions. So I'd like to know from you guys, outside of like where you're tuning in from, what's your favorite roast profile? Are you a light roast, dark roast, or espresso roast kind of coffee drinker, or do you like them all? Like maybe you want to drink them all. I will drink any cup of coffee pretty much. Other than that, I think we ask you some other questions about maybe your liquor of choice, your barrel-aged liquor of choice. I'm a bourbon girl. I'll drink whiskeys too. I like those. I do like a rye occasionally. Rum is a little sweet for me. However, I do enjoy our rum barrel-aged coffee. And they're all good if you add a little bit of like Irish cream or bourbon cream. That's a great Sunday drink. Or Monday, I mean. Who cares? Or any day. Any day, yes. If you're just tuning in, hop over to Join Streamify to get the full engagement experience. Ask me your questions, and then I'm going to go through each product kind of one by one and show you what would all be in a sampler pack versus like our 1-pound bags. And then I did an unboxing video a couple weeks ago, I think, going from our old labels to our new labels. And those who have followed the brand for the past few years or have gotten to know us, I am like very, very passionate about ink on paper. Printing is one of my favorite things. And I own and publish 2 local magazines in Nebraska. So that's where Clout Coffee is based in. And so what started out as like one universal label for everything, like very, very bland colors. I mean, it worked, but it was, like it was kind of boring actually. This was the start of everything. And I remember when the labels actually just said bourbon. We didn't have rye, rum, or whiskey. And so a lot has happened over the last 3 years. And we couldn't have done that without the support of our customers and our community and the people believing enough in our mission. So these are our old labels, and no back label either. So if you were picking this up on the shelf, you didn't know much more than what was on the label itself. So now our labels are color coded for bourbon, rye, whiskey, and rum. And we have a back label too. And it's a lot of fun because there's a metallic sheen that comes through, and it really just pops. It pops in photos and everything else. And so we're in the process of updating all of those. In May of 2018, three passions came together. The love of coffee, bourbon, and community became what is known now as Clout Coffee. Founder Carole Sprunk, me, knew she always wanted to build a brand around her passions. Clout was born out of the desire to empower and encourage others in their day-to-day lives. Coffee is a universal experience. It's a drink we enjoy with family and friends, as well as in our lone moments as we get our days started. Clout Coffee pairs carefully selected coffee beans with fresh barrels for an indulgent coffee experience. What started out as a bourbon barrel-aged coffee business quickly grew to serve rum, whiskey, and rye lovers too. After the beans soak up the barrel's essence, we roast them in-house in small batches to bring you the best cup of Clout and ensure that you can power your grind. If barrel-aged coffee isn't your thing, we also offer all of our beans without any barrel aging. Not on today's stream though, by the way. Because we understand that sometimes you just want a cup of coffee with nothing else in it, and that should be full of Clout too. Do we have any questions coming in?
Someone asked, is this good for cold coffee or hot coffee?
Both, all day, every day. We have done some cold brew with all of the varieties, and we just recently launched a nitro cold brew with our bourbon coffee. And so as a cold brew, it is good. I'm a hot coffee person, honestly, and even if it's 110 degrees outside, I will be running around with hot coffee. So I prefer hot, but it is used both ways, and it is enjoyed by everybody who like, I guess the feedback that I have gotten anyway. So, that should have been one of our questions. I don't even know if
what was it?
No, it should have been one of our questions to ask if you like your coffee hot or cold.
I did that once on a social media poll and got both answers for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
It might also depend on like the temperature of the day when you ask a question like that.
Yeah, so the seasons.
Yes.
Okay, so a question from me would be, what made you want to start doing nitro cold brews? Is it something like you said you prefer hot, but like you actually enjoy cold and you want to do that? Or are you just trying to reach more markets and diversify Clout?
I think, so Nicole's question is like why I wanted to start a nitro cold brew. I think the biggest thing is that while this is a barrel-aged coffee, it's a great opportunity to try a coffee that has the essence of the liqueur in the barrel. So if you, to get that in a nitro cold brew and to pour it in a glass, it is a different way to experience it, and it's a different way to entertain your friends and family, and it's versatile. So having many products, that represent barrel-aged coffee is kind of the overall goal. In the fall, you'll find that we work with 2 local companies to produce caramels. And I won't talk a whole lot about those on there because you're not able to purchase them yet. But I work with a local distillery, and we use their bourbon and then another local caramel maker. And she soaks the coffee beans in the bourbon to make an extract. And then the caramels are a byproduct of all of those efforts. And they are divine. Like, they're an amazing, accompany to the coffee itself. They make great gifts. And so I think that the nitro really pairs well with everything else, and it offers that on the go, ready to drink product. Whereas our current coffee beans, you're grinding them, brewing them to your specifications, but a can of cold brew is ready to pop the top and drink. And I think that's awesome.
Sweet. So we had somebody say they're not a whiskey drinker, but they do love coffee. Do you think they might like this?
So I've had several people who are not whiskey or bourbon drinkers who say they still enjoy the coffee. And that is where, we want to have coffee for everybody. If you purchase this coffee and you honestly don't care for it, we will offer a refund, 100% refund. But you can also then, like, we would be able to replace it with the non-barrel aged coffee. So all of our beans are Colombian beans and roasted, it would be a typical cup of coffee without the barrel aging. So the barrel aging to me is just a little cherry on top. It's great for entertaining guests. And also if you're just wanting to try something different. Like I used to dread drinking coffee from certain places or while traveling or whatever. And I don't dread drinking coffee anymore, and I don't have to make a funny face when I drink it. Like, I enjoy it now, which is what it's really all about for me.
What would you say like Clout Coffee's like motto or like mission statement is?
Oh, to power your grind, right? So, that's our hashtag, power your grind, all day, every day. It supports the side hustle. I started this company while working a full-time job and having other side work. Like, this is not anything that I want to support you in your efforts to achieve greatness. Like, we're all climbing to the top, right? And for those of us that drink coffee, we live on it, right? We're hustling all day, every day to get to the next level, and coffee is a big part of that. And so I want to encourage and empower other people through a great cup of coffee.
That's awesome. We had someone ask, so with it being barrel-aged coffee, what would you say would make your coffee specifically stand out from the crowd?
Well, I think that every brand always has their own way of standing out. And, this is a female-owned business in Nebraska. We take pride in what we do. I think every company does. I'm very transparent about the coffee that I use and the barrels that I use and how we age. We don't infuse, we age coffee. And I'm also a mom on a mission. And so I have, kids at home, and I want to support the people that are out there working to better, the lives for their children and their families. Clout Coffee is a brand that stands for all of those things. It could be any product at the end of the day. I love coffee and bourbon, so it happens to be a brand around those things. It's not necessarily, I'm so passionate about coffee that I have a coffee brand. I'm passionate about seeing other people achieve the next level of success that they're after, because that's really what it's about, is about encouraging other people. And we all have our own mountain to climb, and it doesn't matter what your mountain looks like or what you've had to overcome to get to where you're going. You're still going. So have a cup of coffee and go.
We had somebody ask, unless you answered this already, what is the best method to prepare coffee?
Best method. So I think you asked about hot or cold. I prepare coffee in a couple of different ways, and like, maybe I'll be shamed for this later, I'm not sure. Monday through Friday, it's an auto drip coffee maker. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I grind my beans, I brew my coffee with an auto drip coffee maker. On the weekends, I enjoy French press or pour over. I think it's really your taste preference. There's no right or wrong way. There are, several questions about how many ounces of beans per ounces of water, etc. I think you find what works for you. Sometimes, if coffee has a sour taste to you after you've brewed it, change the grind, how fine you grind your beans. You may need to grind them more coarse or finer to achieve a different flavor. It's also in the water that you use, and just what tastes good. I think so many people chase the idea of something so great, and we all have different tastes and opinions. So it's what works for you. Like when I brew coffee, I will pour cold water in my coffee right after I pour a cup of hot coffee to knock the temperature down a little bit. And that's what makes me happy. That's my preference. So I think, the best way is your way, and own it.
Awesome. We had somebody else ask, what does aging coffee mean?
What does aging coffee? Okay, so it's not like this long and drawn out period where some people think that it and I've heard of aged coffee that has gone on for years. We age coffee for probably between 6 and 8 weeks in fresh dumped bourbon barrels. So we put green coffee beans in barrels. We roll them periodically throughout the weeks, and then they're roasted. So the aging process isn't as long as some people might think, but then when it's roasted, it's delivered. And so what you're getting is fresh roasted coffee, which is the most important thing. Not something that has sat in a warehouse for 12 months or 18 months. It's the aging process has more to do about imparting the barrel's essence into the beans, and then it's roasted. And if you're just now tuning in, and I'm going to say this, if you've been on the whole time, this is like a broken record. If you're just now tuning in and you're on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, click the link below to go over to Join Streamify for the full experience. You can ask me questions. That's Nicole, who's reading some of the questions that are currently coming in right now. You can ask questions, and you can purchase coffee if you're interested enough in trying Clout coffee. And then that's, the whole experience. We also want to know what cities you're tuning in from. So be sure to share that in the comments.
I heard someone say they're in Atlanta.
Atlanta. Nice.
And you should probably mention the free shipping if they were.
Oh, yes. And so with today's special, thank you, Nicole. Mm-hmm. All of the products purchased today are qualifying for free shipping. So you're saving $5 in shipping with your order today. And then you have two options, essentially. You can try the Ultimate Variety Pack, which is going to include the bourbon, rye, rum, and whiskey varieties in your choice of espresso, light, or dark roast, and then ground or whole bean. And then if you're all in and you want the whole 1 pound bag, many other businesses sell you a 12-ounce bag. That lasts me 3 days. So we do 1 pound bags around here because I like coffee and I drink a lot of it. So 1 pound bags of the bourbon, rum, rye, whiskey, same options with your roast. Dark roast, light roast, espresso roast, and whole bean or ground. I know that sounds like a lot of products, but at the end of the day, it's just a few, and then it's the choice of the variety pack or a 1 pound bag, and then your flavor preferences. Free shipping today on the live stream, which will probably stay up for a couple days. So as long as it's purchased through the live stream, free shipping is included. And if you're not in love with it, let me know. And I'll make it right with you, one way or the other. Whether we're shipping you a different flavor to try, a different roast to try, or we're just refunding you altogether, I don't want you to be unhappy with it. So if you don't love it, let me know.
So we have 1 minute left. I think I got through everyone's questions. If I missed anyone's, I'm really sorry. I guess you might have touched on this too. Lisa on Facebook asked, what made you want to start a coffee business?
It was more about starting and this is a much bigger passion of mine. So it's not just about coffee for me at the end of the day. It's about creating a revenue stream that will last for years to come. And I want to encourage absolutely everyone to do that. Last year proved a lot to people, and I think when you can create revenue from all the areas, the areas that really set your soul on fire. Like, what are you passionate about? And chase it and go after it and monetize it. And if you don't have all the answers, it doesn't matter. Find them. Like, just do it and lean on people in your circle that have the exact same missions. It wasn't about starting a coffee brand. It was about starting a brand that I could be proud of at the end of the day, that I could explain to my children, that I could pass down, that I could maybe help the next person up the ladder. That's what it was about. And if you were on the email stream today or on the Facebook, I think Nicole posted a thing. We had like kind of a thing going. I'm like, what was going to be in my cup tonight? Mm-hmm. Did we talk about that?
Either bourbon or coffee.
So it's either bourbon or coffee that's in my cup like almost all day. And I have to say, like, I chose to bring bourbon tonight because that is my drink of choice tonight. And I want you to enjoy whatever is in your cup and go out and power your grind all day, every day. Any more questions?
We do have one more. Smitha asked if it would make a good gift, which is yes. I guess, so maybe to like reword hers, like what would make the best gift? Like what product and why?
I think that the Ultimate Sampler makes a great gift for today's live stream. Out of the options, this makes a great gift because you're opening people up to different flavors to choose from on kind of like what they like best. We will be doing another stream down the road where we will introduce you to our gift bottles, and those are like you see behind me here. Those make great gifts for your bourbon and spirit lovers that want to really kind of, I don't know, please the coffee and spirit enthusiast in their life. Those are great gifts for that.
Yeah.
Are we all done?
I think so. I don't, unless there's like any last minute questions.
Any last minute questions?
I think otherwise, it has all the products listed on there. I couldn't figure out how to minimize it. But yeah, with the free shipping, that's a great deal to take advantage of for sure, especially if this is something people have been wanting to try. It's a really good opportunity too. And Carole is very passionate about making things right for people and just wanting to power people's grind and at least just give this coffee a shot. She is very passionate about it. It is very good coffee. And yeah, so it's just good to give it a try for sure.
Yeah. If you drink coffee, I mean, may as well give it a try.
Cool. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think you have to hit the stop button though.
Okay.